Captain Emma Rodriguez stepped off the transport vessel onto the crystalline platform of the Valdorian mothership, her boots making soft clicking sounds against the translucent surface. The massive chamber stretched before her like a cathedral, made of living light, its walls pulsing with bioluminescent patterns that seemed to respond to her presence. Behind her walked Lieutenant Kate Williams and Sergeant Amy Thompson, both trying to mask their awe at the alien architecture surrounding them. The three human women had been chosen as Earth's first diplomatic envoys to the Valdorian Empire, a decision that had sparked heated debates in the Global Defense Council. Many had questioned why Earth would send what appeared to be such a small delegation to meet with beings who commanded fleets capable of reducing entire star systems to cosmic dust. Emma adjusted the ceremonial sash across her uniform, its simple blue fabric a stark contrast to the elaborate energy shields and biomechanical enhancements worn by their Valdorian escorts. The aliens resembled tall, graceful elves from ancient Earth mythology, with elongated limbs, pointed ears, and skin that shifted between pale silver and deep violet, depending on their emotional state. Their technology seamlessly integrated with their biology, creating beings that seemed part living creature, part sentient machine. The escort party moved through corridors lined with what appeared to be growing crystal formations, each one humming with contained energy. Kate whispered to Amy about the impossibility of such architecture, how human engineering could never achieve such organic integration with advanced technology. Amy nodded, her eyes tracking the defensive positions and weapon systems that were clearly present but artfully concealed within the beautiful alien design. They entered a vast throne room where hundreds of Valdorian courtiers had assembled. The air itself seemed to shimmer with anticipation as the three humans walked down, a pathway that materialized beneath their feet with each step. At the far end of the chamber, upon a throne that appeared to be carved from a single massive gemstone, sat Queen Lirelai of the Valdorian Empire. The alien queen was breathtaking in her otherworldly beauty, her form draped in flowing garments that seemed to be woven from captured starlight. Her skin glowed with an inner radiance and her eyes held the depth of ancient wisdom. Crown-like appendages extended from her head, pulsing with the same bioluminescent patterns that decorated the ship's walls. She was easily 9 feet tall, and her presence dominated the enormous chamber. Emma had expected many possible reactions from the alien monarch, perhaps curiosity about the primitive species that had only recently achieved interstellar flight, maybe condescension toward beings whose technology was thousands of years behind Valdorian science. She had prepared for diplomatic protocols that might require complex rituals or demonstrations of submission. What she had not expected was for the queen to rise from her throne the moment their eyes met. The entire chamber fell into absolute silence as Queen Lirelai stood, her movements flowing like liquid grace. Then, to the visible shock of every Valdorian present, she descended from her throne and walked toward the human delegation. Each step sent ripples of confused whispers through the assembled courtiers, their skin colors shifting rapidly through spectrums of surprise and uncertainty. Emma maintained her composure, though her heart rate increased as the towering alien queen approached. Behind her, she heard Kate's sharp intake of breath and Amy's subtle shift into a more defensive stance. Queen Lirelai stopped 3 feet away from Emma and performed something that made the entire chamber gasp in unison. She inclined her head in a gesture of respect, her luminescent crown dimming in what Emma somehow understood to be a sign of honor being offered to an equal. When the queen spoke, her voice carried the musical quality of wind chimes mixed with the authority of someone accustomed to commanding star fleets. "Captain Emma Rodriguez of Earth," she said, using perfect English that resonated through the chamber's acoustic systems. "I greet you with honor and recognition." Emma felt the weight of hundreds of alien eyes upon her as she responded with a respectful nod of her own. "Your Majesty, I am honored by your welcome and grateful for this opportunity to establish peaceful relations between our peoples." The Queen's expression shifted, and Emma saw something that looked remarkably like amazement cross the alien's features. "You misunderstand, Captain. It is I who am honored by your presence. All of us in this chamber are honored." Confusion flickered through Emma's thoughts, but she maintained her diplomatic bearing. Your Majesty, I'm not certain I understand. We are here as representatives of a young species, seeking guidance and friendship from your advanced civilization. Queen Lyrale's skin shifted to a warm golden hue, and she gestured toward a series of viewing screens that materialized along the chamber walls. Images began to play showing various scenes from Earth's history, but not the ones Emma would have expected an alien queen to find impressive. Instead of technological achievements or military victories, the screens showed humans helping each other during disasters. Rescue workers pulling survivors from rubble, doctors working without sleep during epidemics, teachers in impoverished areas sharing their knowledge, soldiers carrying wounded enemies to safety, parents sacrificing for their children, strangers helping strangers with no expectation of reward. Captain Rodriguez, the Queen continued, her voice carrying across the silent chamber, the Valdorian Empire has existed for over 50,000 Earth years. We have encountered 847 sentient species in our expansion across the galaxy. We have seen incredible technologies, magnificent art, complex philosophies, and powerful military forces. She paused, her ancient eyes meeting Emma's. But in all our millennia of existence, we have encountered only one species that consistently chooses sacrifice over self-preservation. Only one species that regularly demonstrates compassion for those who cannot benefit them in return. Only one species that fights not for conquest or resources, but for abstract concepts like justice and freedom. The screens continued showing images of human altruism, each scene more moving than the last. Emma saw Kate wipe away a tear as footage played of human volunteers risking their lives to save animals during natural disasters. Your species possesses something that we, despite all our advancement, have never been able to replicate or fully understand, Queen Lyrale continued. You have what you call humanity. This quality makes you more valuable than any technology, more precious than any resource, more powerful than any weapon. The alien queen stepped closer, her voice dropping, to a tone of profound respect. We do not seek to guide you, Captain Rodriguez. We seek to learn from you. The Valdorian Empire offers its protection, its technology, and its friendship not because we pity your limitations, but because we recognize your strength. Emma felt the weight of the moment settling upon her shoulders. Behind her, Kate and Amy stood straighter, understanding dawning in their expressions. They had come expecting to be junior partners in a galactic community, only to discover that humanity's greatest weakness, their tendency to care more about others than themselves, was actually their greatest strength. Your Majesty, Emma replied, her voice steady despite the magnitude of what she had learned. Then let us learn from each other. Let us show you that the best of humanity can flourish alongside the wisdom of the Valdorian Empire. Queen Lyrale's skin shifted to a brilliant silver and she smiled, an expression that transformed her otherworldly features into something warm and genuinely joyful. Captain, that would be the greatest honor my people could receive. As the chamber erupted in what Emma recognized as Valdorian applause, a melodic humming that filled the air like a symphony, she realized that humanity had just taken its place among the stars not as supplicants or conquerors but as teachers of something that no amount of technology could create. The simple, revolutionary act of caring about others more than oneself.